Hello, good morning, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us in this little conversation. I'm Paco from New International APS, an organization from Napoli. I'm here with my colleague Ieva Miltina from Latvia, from the organization Baruz. And together we are working on a project called Netfork for Impact. It's already 9 months we are working on this project. And it's a project that aims to explore food-related methods for youth work. And what we are going to do today, we are just talking about how did the project start, what is the status actually of the project, what we have done so far, and why it's important for youth work field to have such a project. And Ieva, hello, good morning. Please, can you tell me something more about the project? So this, I understand that also the people who are watching us will understand a bit more.
Yes. I always like to start this story with the origin story. How the idea came to my mind, also because it explains a bit more about the soul of the project. So I'll first introduce how I came up with this idea before telling more about the activities. So once we were actually in training, and it was shortly before Christmas, so I had brought like a kilo or something, 1 kilo of gingerbread dough.
I remember, yes.
Yes, even you remember, right? So my idea was, okay, we'll have boring evening, let's make it more fun, let's all bake gingerbreads. And in that evening, all the participants, maybe 30 people from I don't know how many countries, joined and rolled and made those nice star and Christmas tree shapes. And some of them did it for the first time in their life. And the kitchen was nicely smelling from baked cookies. And we also put a bit of Christmas music in the background. And there are lots of people sharing their own stories about Christmas or around similar activities they did at home. And for me, it was just a nice evening. But the most surprising part was the next day when I saw how much the atmosphere in the group had changed. I literally saw people more friendly, more open to each other. And at that moment, I had the small light bulb go in my head. So it would be so cool to explore what other ways can you use food to do something good within youth work, within non-formal education, or just in general to bring some change, some positive change in the society. So it was in 2019, if I remember correctly, and it was a long time ago.
Yes, before Corona, right? I remember. Yes,
exactly. It was a very different life back then, and then somehow step by step during Corona time, and also a bit after, the idea started to take shape, and it somehow came together and into this concept of this project. So this project is called Netfork for Impact, and we applied for Erasmus Plus granting. And basically the goal is to explore exactly what I was interested in, different ways how food could be used for the benefit of society as a method. We look at it from a bit, not necessarily scientific point of view, but a bit more formal, not from the point of view that, it's so delicious, how we make delicious recipes and so on, but we look at it how we can strategically use it to make something better in the world. And then in the project, I gathered several nice organizations like Paco himself, and we also have another partner from Greece. So together we are doing this research. Actually, that's one of the things that's been on our mind lately the most. There we will understand what kind of methods people use all over Europe, and let's say what are the social benefits for the society and facilitators especially. Then we organize online conversations like this. This is the first one. And just to talk with people who already work in the field and see what's happening in their minds and how they see this topic. Then we will have also an online conference that will take place end of May, beginning of June. You'll definitely hear more about that. And in general, we also wish to, let's say, spark the conversation about this. Because food is super amazing medium. It's not only delicious, but everybody has personal connections to that in the heart, in the mind, in the history. So why not use this wonderful aspect to do something good, right? So that's the short introduction from me.
Thanks a lot. Thanks really a lot. I think it's very clear.
Okay, but listen, actually, I wanted also to ask you, how has it been for you? Because for me, the reality of this project is much different than for you, because I'm involved in lots of boring paper stuff and visionary process. But maybe you, Paco, can tell a little bit more about the actual process. How has it been? And maybe why is it important for your organization to be part of it? Because I guess our motivations are a bit different as well.
Very interesting. Thanks for asking. For sure, what I found very interesting from the beginning for this project, first of all, the topic, and for me was very clear from beginning. Why? Because I come from a culture where food is really a center of our social life, of our sociability, and a lot of our social interactions are based on a sort of conviviality, is sharing food, eating together or cooking together or teaching how to prepare something, how to pass the tradition, something. Is really a cultural strong aspect for us. So I was very interested in these cultural aspects and also how all of these elements can be used, for example, youth work or social workers, how we can, as again, I'm quoting you, but how we can make a change for better using food. And working on this project for us, again, has been super interesting because we discovered many things that we had completely no idea, or simply how to name things that we do in everyday life somehow, no? But how they can be named in a way that can be transmitted, they can be, that you can teach somebody else, no? Or you can build a community around it. And we had this chance to learn a lot. We are still learning a lot. We get in contact with a lot of incredible and very interesting realities all over Europe. Because I have to say that we are working on 27 countries. So we are spreading a lot, the idea. And again, we are collecting very interesting examples of how this could be used. At this point, what is happening in the project after 9 months? As I said from the beginning, it's 9 months we are working on it. So what is the next step or what is happening now?
Yeah, as it happens in the project, some of things don't happen in the time plan that was initially planned. But we are very happy to say, I am very happy to say that we are coming close to the final weeks of the research. It's being written. And I will use the chance to explain a bit more about the interesting things that have been found and about the research itself. So basically what we did, as Paco said, we looked through 27 different countries in the European Union, looking for facilitation methods using food. And the process was quite hard. And that's what took up the most of the last 9 months. We changed the research approach and to make it more efficient and receive more information. But now we are finally there. So I can happily explain that we have found so many inspiring examples. You'll be able to see them in the research document that we will share in a few months, or also our website that will be there quite soon. And basically what I found was, which is not very surprising, but well, I will just have a short remark. We found maybe 150 different examples. So, of course, it's a huge amount of information. It's impossible to just, give short glimpse on all of the beautiful things that are there. But I have made some kind of classification. So basically, there are 3 main categories that we found.
Okay.
The first one is where the group process is the thing that does the change in the society. So for that, we found something like soup kitchens and other ways of cooking together, like World Soup Day or community workshops on food, community gardening, lots of other activities which are rooted in exactly this togetherness that that creates the change. For example, the Refugee Food Festival, like it's all about bringing these food-related memories and food-related feelings in the group, and making people seen and heard, and creating change in that way. The other group is where the knowledge is the knowledge, or let's say the skills of cooking are the medium for change. So, for example, one part of them is quite classically workshops where somebody stands in front and tells you about the food. So the food is the topic, but then more interestingly, the other part is where food is being as a sensory medium. So bread therapy, for example, you can knead the dough and it does make you feel better. I will not go very much into details of this particular method because I don't know much about it. You'll probably hear it from experts later. But there is this soothing and comforting element to food being as clay. It's like something you can use with your hands, nose, flavor. Lots of different senses that you can use to create some experience. And then the last one, huge group that we researched, was different tools, different facilitation tools that we found for the process, let's say, process of food-related facilitation. Also, we'll not go into too much detail about lots of examples, but for example, to give you an impression, we found tarot cards that facilitate discussion about future of food. So very inspiring and let's say very gives hope for the future and creates lots of ideas. How could we continue this work and explore some more? That was a long introduction about what has been
No, is everything clear? I just would like to add something more because maybe for who doesn't know us, it's very, when we say food, we mean something more. So as people have heard probably, festivals, workshops, gardening, what are all these things? Food is not exactly about consuming food, but it's about process, it's about growing food, it's about sharing food. All these elements we are going to tackle. So that's why we have so many interesting things, because it's not only about cooking. So
yes.
That's very interesting.
And also it's always important to keep in mind what we are looking for is exactly what you said, what I said before. It's not about food as nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's a food, as I said, food can be used as a community building agent. Food can be a sensory medium, as a physical, tangible tool. And food can be also a topic to discover lots of more complicated topics that are connected to sustainability, to well-being, to many other topics, like, for example, with the food tarot cards. How would you otherwise understand people's feelings and emotions about the future of food and the scary, actually, scenarios that could come without having a really nice, tangible tool? I'll call it a tool, like cards, that can be used to maneuver this type of workshop, So it's always way more, way more like we anticipated in the beginning as well. But tell me, like, I have told a lot about the research, which was kind of my thing more in the project, but you, Paco, are more involved in the other stuff. So maybe you can tell, what are you doing? Let's say, what's your responsibility in the project, and what's in the plan, maybe?
For sure, what's in the plan? Well, this our conversation now will just be the first of a long list, I would say. Hopefully a long list of conversations that we will have with representative of organizations or realities or activities, depends, or professional individuals that we found during our researches. And we will have a little program of conversations with them, where actually we are going to explore together and know more about their methodology. And we will, again, hear from the people who is actually doing it, how they came up with the idea of, again, using food out of nutrition in a different way. As you said, out of nutrition in a different way. And we are really excited. We are looking forward to also to show you what are these results, because I think it's very important to open towards these new directions and to give a chance to people to discover something more, and also to all these creative people to show themselves, to find a new audience that maybe they had no idea they exist. So this is what will be our next step. And what actually we are doing as organization, exactly, we are managing what everything that is about organizing this program of interviews and social media communications and all these aspects that are about a lot of computering, let's say like that. So we are the tech guys.
A lot of computering to create outcome that doesn't look like a lot of computering. Exactly.
Thank you. Exactly. I couldn't say it better. Thanks a lot. And I at this point, I would like to ask you one last thing.
Okay.
Why, from the perspective of these projects, and also you as a professional, why is important this approach and these new methodologies for the youth work fields?
Yeah, well, it's a topic we could discuss for ages, but I will try to be short, as short as I can be. First thing, let's say in general, the tendency is that nowadays lots of attention of youth, and not only youth, everybody is focused on digital media. More and more time is spent online, and less time is spent like in person, talking, enjoying moments together, and doing lots of nice things together. But also from the perspective of youth work or any social impact, we lose lots of opportunities for creating a positive change in the society, because the moments of interaction between people are lost, and so on. So for me personally, I think it's important to discover new methods, new and efficient methods to work with people. Just because, let's say, there is always something new to be found, and some new approach that will change the face of youth work or in general social impact. That's the first thing. That's my personal interest in the innovation, but also because, let's say, I have a feeling that food has so much potential in exactly with this context in mind, because food is delicious. People like food, and that's universal. People like to eat. So people like to eat, and people like to eat together. And that's a great motivator to come together because it's a basic need everybody needs. Just exploring the great potential, great aspects of food, and creating the innovation, I think could really benefit and make lots of approaches in youth work more efficient. And that means also that we can do more of positive change in the society,
Yes, thank you. Inspirational, thank you. Okay, I think I've asked everything I wanted to ask you. If you have more questions or something you want to share more with us, or I can just very nicely invite you all that are watching this video. If you have any questions or something that you would like to know from us in general, or that you would like to know from the person that will be next in our next conversation, please write down in the comments of the video, so we will absolutely take in consideration. Or if you want to get in contact with us, you can get in contact through Facebook or through the website that is coming soon. So let's try to use also this project to build a little community of people that wants to work and are interested in creative methods around food. And after that, I think we can say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening to us. Follow us for more updates. Surely there will be way more interesting content coming from us than talking between two of us. Very few weeks you will get a very nice document of research. Check it. It's inspiring.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ieva, and we will meet soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.